When it comes to comets, there are two things that really make them stand out from other icy bodies in our solar system. They have very specific shapes, like a walnut or a peanut, and they are covered with a huge amount of dust. This dust is not only what gives comets their iconic appearance, but also what allows scientists to learn more about the chemical composition of these objects. It's one thing to observe a comet up close, which we've done several times in our solar system. But it's another thing entirely to study a comet that is thousands of light years away. This is why when 3I Atlas entered the inner solar system back in February 2023, astronomers were so excited. This interstellar object, ISO, is only the second of its kind ever discovered. And it's given us some major insights into our universe. So what exactly is ISO, and what has it taught us? Let's dive right in. Interstellar objects are exactly what they sound like. They are space rocks that originate outside of our solar system. While comets can be found throughout the solar system, most asteroids orbit closer to the Sun. So if an asteroid enters the solar system from far beyond Neptune, it probably came from another solar system. It would be like if a shooting star landed in your backyard. Except instead of being made of rock, it's made of ice. That's why scientists refer to them as comets. Comets are rocky bodies made mostly of ice, dust, and gases. When a comet gets too close to the Sun, these materials start to vaporize and form a cloud around the main body. This cloud can be miles wide and is what gives comets their distinctive, fuzzy appearance. The stuff coming off of the comet is called coma, and the two tails are called, well, tails. These can stretch for hundreds of millions of kilometers. And while all this stuff is flying behind the comet like a long trail of smoke, it paints a pretty clear picture of what the insides of a comet are like. Since the material doesn't have anywhere else to go, it just floats behind the body until it hits the Sun's rays and gets blown away. But here's the thing. While we've observed plenty of comets in our own solar system, we haven't been able to study them closely enough to figure out exactly what this coma and tail are made of. That's because studying something in person is always easier than trying to understand it from far away. Just think about how much easier it is to observe someone talking to you across a table than someone yelling at you from a mile away. Sure, you might still be able to hear them, but it's hard to pick out individual words. This is why we're so excited about 3I Atlas, officially named Comet C 2022 E3ZTF, but known more affectionately by its discovery code, 3I Atlas. This comet was first sighted in March 2022, when it was already inside the orbit of Jupiter. At the time, it looked like any other comet. But as it approached Earth, scientists got a much better look. By then, the comet had started to heat up and release gas and dust. The gas and dust created a coma around the main body of the comet, and that coma revealed exactly what 3I Atlas is made of. And what scientists found was pretty surprising. Most comets in our solar system contain a lot of carbon dioxide, methane, and ammonia. But 3I Atlas didn't seem to have any of those. Instead, the dominant element in its coma was hydrogen, which is weird because we don't usually see free hydrogen in space. Typically, it bonds with other elements pretty quickly after it's formed. In fact, the only reason why this comet didn't break apart under its own gravity is because it contains a bunch of hydrogen. Hydrogen is less dense than most elements, so it forms a giant ball without breaking itself apart. Seeing this much hydrogen in a comet is pretty interesting because it suggests that the early universe may have contained a lot more of the stuff than we thought. You see, most of the hydrogen in the universe is still out there floating around. It's unchanged since the Big Bang. That's because it's so simple and light that it's not likely to interact with anything else. But this hydrogen may have played a crucial role in the formation of the universe as we know it today. For example, hydrogen is the primary ingredient in stars. Without it, there wouldn't be anything to burn, and space would be a whole lot darker. It's also responsible for giving planets and moons their atmospheres, including Earth's, and it's even part of water, which is obviously essential for life as we know it. So seeing this much hydrogen in a comet suggests that this stuff could have played a bigger role in shaping the universe than we previously thought. But there's still a lot we don't understand about where it came from and how it interacts with other elements. Studying 3I-ATLAs should help us answer some of those questions. The next surprise came when scientists analyzed the light reflecting off 3I-ATLAS. Remember how I said that comets get their iconic look from the stuff coming off of their main body? Well, that stuff also reflects light. By analyzing the wavelengths of light that get bounced back to Earth, scientists can tell what parts of the light spectrum get absorbed along the way. And what they found was pretty strange. 3I-ATLAS seems to absorb red light, but not blue light. Now, remember that different elements absorb and reflect different colors of light. So, by looking at what wavelengths of light get absorbed, scientists can tell what elements are present. Red light is absorbed by iron, titanium, chromium, and a bunch of other metals, while blue light is typically only absorbed by hydrogen. Now, you might be thinking, well, great. We already knew that comets contain metals. That's not exactly a shocking revelation. But here's the thing. We didn't expect them to reflect red light. Comets are supposed to reflect blue light, not red. That's why they look white from Earth. Scientists aren't exactly sure why 3I-ATLAS is absorbing red light, but they have a few theories. One is that the surface of the comet contains a high concentration of metal. Maybe it formed near a star that exploded and left behind a bunch of heavy elements. Or maybe it got kicked out of a larger body like a dwarf planet or small moon. Whatever the reason, this is yet another piece of evidence suggesting that 3I-ATLAS is not a typical comet. And that raises the question, what does that mean for our understanding of the universe? Well, it means that we need to expand our horizons. For most of human history, we assumed that everything in the universe looked and behaved like what we see around us. Stars would be like the sun, planets would be like Earth, and comets would be like Halley's Comet. But the more we learn about the universe, the more we realize how wrong that assumption is. Stars come in a wide range of sizes, colors, and temperatures. Planets can have rings and moons, and some are covered with oceans, while others are made entirely of diamond. And now we know that comets come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes as well. Some are made of solid rock, while others are just big balls of gas. Some have tails that stretch for millions of kilometers, while others don't have tails at all. In short, the universe is a big, beautiful place filled with all sorts of strange and wonderful things. And the more we explore it, the more we realize how little we actually understand. But that's not a bad thing. Not understanding something doesn't mean it's not important. It just means there's more to learn. So keep looking up, keep asking questions, and keep exploring. Who knows what you might find? Maybe one day you'll discover a new comet, or maybe even a new planet. Or maybe you'll find something that no one has ever seen before. The point is, the universe is full of surprises, and the more we explore it, the more we realize how much there is to discover. And while we're still a long way from figuring out all of the mysteries of the cosmos, thanks to comets like 3I-ATLAS, we're learning more about the universe than ever before. Speaking of the universe, did you know that there's a place on the internet that lets you explore it all? If you want to learn more about space, technology, physics, or any other STEM field, you can find the answers you're looking for on Brilliant. Their courses range from beginner to advanced levels, so there's something for everyone. Plus, they offer a variety of interactive activities like puzzles and quizzes that make learning fun and engaging. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks to you for allowing me to explore the vast expanse of the universe and share my discoveries with you. Keep looking up and keep learning, because the more we know about the universe, the more we realize how much there is to discover.